Welcome everyone. We've got a nice crew today. It's it's nice to see some familiar faces, and we're going to be talking about something that I think is very pertinent. Seller leads with AI and meta ads. I mean, some people have told me recently, Tristan, do meta ads even work anymore? I'm like, man, have you not been testing them out? They actually work better than the last few years, which is crazy to me. So let's get into this. I'll let everyone introduce themselves. Nelson with Agent Fire. Go ahead, buddy. You're first.
Yeah, sure. I'll even just do a quick kind of intro to everything. So, hey guys, I'm Nelson Klass. I'm CEO of Agent Fire, and so, yeah, we've been doing these webinars now. We've been doing these webinars now every month, and these last couple of months, we've really been trying to hone in on some of our partners and some of the cool things that they bring to the table. And
Yeah.
a couple weeks ago, I was talking with Steven. We were talking about Facebook ads, and we were talking about data enrichment. We were talking about all these cool things, and we were talking also about just kind of where AI is, how it plays into meta ads, how it plays into like some of the data enrichment stuff we're going to show you guys. And basically we just went over a really cool system that he's got set up at StreetText. I wanted to show you guys that. And then we've got Chase with us as well too. As you guys know, Chase has been with us for a bunch of webinars as well. He's got some really amazing systems. And so in particular, he's going to show you how he's using StreetText to get some pretty cool results. As Tristan mentioned, meta ads for me, like even here at Agent Fire, we run a lot of marketing. Yeah, meta ads are way better than Google at the moment. Way better ROI
Dude, isn't that
overall.
crazy?
Yeah,
That's
way
like
better.
I've been telling people, it's like, wait, what just happened? And
Yeah.
I think if we think about where ChatGPT is really quick, and Steven or Chase, chime in on this too. I just very recently, ChatGPT jumped in from being like top 20 most visited websites in the world to number 5 in the world. And the way that we are now talking to people when we ask them, hey, where do you go to search for anything? They definitely go to ChatGPT way more. Some people have replaced it completely.
Tristan, you're ruining our next webinar, which is going to be focused entirely.
Oh yeah, I know, I know, I know.
Don't spoil it, but yeah, we're actually going to
Because
talk about how AI is. We're going to talk about
yes.
AEI, and anyway, we'll get really into just like kind of how AI is
Oh, I don't
changing
want to ruin
how
it,
people use
damn it.
search
I won't
engines.
ruin it,
Yeah.
Nelson. But go ahead. Go ahead.
So, but yeah. So, Stephen, maybe I'll just and let's have you guys introduce yourselves quickly, and then Stephen will just kick it off with his stuff.
Sure. Yeah. So I'm Steve Whiting with StreetText, and just one comment on that, Tristan. We do track how did you hear about us when people sign up for StreetText, and more times now it's coming in ChatGPT. So it is pretty crazy that showing up like that. All right, Chase.
Love it. Hey guys, Chase Whitney. I'm a producing, practicing agent team lead in Southern California. We've got a small-ish team, 4 agents plus my parent, so 7 of us total that are actually still producing. I kind of run that in between a small team, solo agent mindset, old school, new school tech, kind of mixing everything together. And one of the things we'll talk about later is super old school, but super highly productive and highly rewarding. So excited to get into that. But yeah, Steve, take it away for the goodies.
Sounds good. I'll just share my screen here. Oh, it's gonna. If you can just enable that. Just as that comes through, yeah, so I'm one of the co-CEOs and co-founders of StreetText. And I'm also getting over a terrible cold this week. So if my voice is a little bit off, I do apologize, but I'll be able to cruise through here. But yeah, I just need the screen sharing. Okay, we're good to go. All right. Okay, everybody can see this?
Yes.
Okay, excellent.
Why is Tristan so small?
Yeah, right. All right. Okay. Let's jump into it. All right. So hidden seller leads are everywhere on Facebook and Instagram. And as Tristan was saying, Meta has actually been changing a fair bit in the last little while. And most agents are having a hard time finding those hidden sellers. But we've been working with Meta since 2013, so we have definitely seen the changes over that long period of time. We've helped agents generate over 6 million unique leads. We've launched over 240,000 plus ads. And the partnership with Meta has definitely revealed the secrets, I would say, to finding homeowners ready to sell, hiding in plain sight. So I'm going to show you how to find them today. So I'm going to kick off the presentation by showing you a bit how StreetText features work together to help you find the right leads. Then I'm going to show you a case study on 3 different ad types, which bring in the most hidden sellers. And then I'm going to show you a real example of why remarketing actually is such an important key to extracting the most ROI from your database. And then Chase and I are going to chat through the strategies to make the most of these hidden seller leads. So what is StreetText? If you've never heard of us before, at its core, we focus on 4 pillars: lead generation, remarketing, enrichment, and texting. So we're going to jump right into it. Here's an example of an ad launched to Facebook and Instagram. Now, if you take a close look at the language of this ad, you will see who it's targeting. This one is aimed at downsizers. So here's the problem though. Most agents, they boost Facebook posts and they wonder why ads don't work. But what if I told you that many of the leads from this downsizing ad actually own homes? The secret isn't just generating leads, it's generating the right leads. As new leads come in, StreetText lead reveal feature automatically identifies if they own a home, whether it's owner occupied, pulls property details, purchase history, AMV data, owner name, checks the number against the DNC list, and more. And so this gives your team valuable insights before you even follow up. And what really sets StreetText apart is that launching ads that generate leads is easy and proven. StreetText makes or gives you access to a list of proven ads ranked by lead cost. You can view the performance stats before even launching. So for example, the ad that I'm hovering over is currently active and generating leads at 477. And unlike most real estate lead providers, because you're using this platform yourself, 100% of your ad spend goes directly to your ads. So your budget works harder with StreetText. And then once your ad is live, StreetText makes it easy to track the stats that actually matter. No need to deal with the ads manager or its constant changes. All of our ads are real estate compliant, so you can stay focused on your business. You can also track your lead cost in real time. You can set a monthly budget right inside of StreetText. And then just a couple more things here. Introducing your AI ad assistant. So you can actually enable StreetText AI on any ad you launch. Simply set your target lead cost. If your lead goes over that amount, the AI will actually step in. The recommended setting lets AI automatically relaunch the ad with smart tweaks to the text or the image. Uses our data-driven adjustments to improve performance. And it doesn't stop there. If the ad slows down later, the AI will keep optimizing it automatically. So it's a huge time saver and money saver. But if you prefer to be a bit more hands-on, we've got something for you too. StreetText AI can analyze your ads daily and send you recommendations based on performance. It's like having your own ad agency without the $1,500 a month price tag. With our scale plan, you get better than agency insights for a fraction of the cost. So now let me show you which meta ad brings in the most seller leads. So let's compare 3 buyer ad types. Now remember that the title of this webinar is finding hidden seller leads. So we have plenty of seller-focused ads, but buyer ads are often cheaper. And if you have the right data on your side, can find you the right leads. So let's compare. We got a listing ad here that I'm looking at, an upsize ad. So people needing a bigger house, and a downsizing ad, people looking to downsize. So just to get some engagement in the comments, and I'd be really curious what people think, which ad do you think brings in the most homeowners and addresses? And yeah, so throw it in the comments. And Tristan, what do you think? Which one do you think will bring in the most?
Which one do I think? Let me see. Large 3-bedroom. Which one will bring in more sellers or more buyers?
Which one will bring in more sellers? So all being technically a buyer ad, right? Like we've got a listing ad, typically attracts buyers, 3+ bedroom homes for sale near you. It's a list of homes. So typically buyers. And then downsizing, which is like, hey, so which of those 3 would you think might be?
No, I'm gonna go with the one on the right. Orange County single-story homes.
Okay, yeah, the downsizing version. Okay, cool. Yeah, Nelson feels the same. I see, just reading some of the comments here, downsizing 3-3. Okay, you guys are definitely leading on the downsizing side. Buyer ad, because you're going to sell to buy. Yeah, yeah. Okay, cool. All right. Now, I ran this data on on these exact 3 ads for Chase. So he hasn't even seen the data yet. These ads have enough spend to be statistically relevant. So here we go. Okay, drum roll. I'll move it over. The winner is the downsizing ad. But here's the fascinating part. The downsizing ad delivers 50% more homeowners than the upsize ad did, but only 5% more addresses overall. So what does that mean? The higher quality, well, it would be more higher quality leads, right? So of the addresses that you get from downsizing ads, more are actual homeowners, not renters, which is pretty crazy, right? So when I compared this data for Chase against all of our clients who are using Lead Reveal, the data is pretty consistent. Although California tends to be a tough market to get homeowners in general, but it's quite comparable. So let's compare this now against the listing ad. So compared against the listing ad, the downsize ad brings in 179% more homeowners, which is pretty crazy, but it also makes sense. Man, talking back to Facebook for a minute again, right at the beginning of this webinar, Facebook is getting better and better at showing the right ads to the right audience. And it makes sense, right? Like this ad, the listing ad, is really focused on people that are looking to buy. But the downsize ad, Facebook has figured out how to show that to the right people that are looking to downsize. It just so happens that they often have a home to sell as well. So Facebook and Instagram are definitely showing the ads to the right audience. Okay, now just keep this in mind though. You're going to still run many different ads for different purposes. Even though the listing ad brings in less homeowner leads, it still brings in buyers, and most importantly, your seller will see that you are marketing their home on social media, which is priceless. And so our goal is always has been to bring you the best data for your ads, but using the ads in the right way is also super key. And we're going to talk about that actually with Chase in a minute as well. And I'm going to show you a real remarketing example and the power of it in just a moment here. So just as an example too, I just want to touch on this. So Chase has a big database. So how does he stay top of mind, build trust, and make sure his leads are sold on him? Or let's say he wants to hyper focus on a specific stage in his CRM. The answer is remarketing. So just like when you're browsing a pair of shoes online and suddenly you see them everywhere on Facebook, you can do that with your leads, but only better because you can educate them, you can build trust, you can stay visible automatically. So in this example, when I took the screenshot, Chase had about 14,802 leads. Now, when I filter for, you can see here, the stage B, warm 3 to 6 months, which is actually a stage in his CRM follow-up boss, it narrows it down to 655 contacts. That's 655 leads that are in market, that Chase has identified that they're in that 3 to 6 month window, and Chase needs to ensure that they are sold on him. So when Chase saves this filter, it automatically syncs these 655 in-market leads with Facebook for remarketing. If he adds or removes someone from that stage in his CRM follow boss, the ad audience automatically updates. So remarketing is how you become the obvious choice when these leads are ready to list. And one of the things that's cool about StreetText is you can we have these 15 different remarketing ads. You can, of course, do your own video, everything that you want. But if Chase wanted to, he could launch these 15 different remarketing ads to his 3 to 6 month warm leads, right? That stage for $2 a day. And StreetText will rotate them automatically, keeping the content fresh and your name top of mind. Remember, oh, you got a question there?
I got a question for
Yeah,
you.
go for it.
Have you identified yet which one of these or which two or three seem to re-engage? Or maybe that's a Chase question. Which one's the best one? That's what I
Oh,
want.
yeah, I can actually show you an example in a minute too, because these ads also do automatically rank as well on their list, which is pretty cool. So as the leads come in now, just keep in mind that when you do run remarketing ads and Chase, the ads that I'm showing you here in this particular example, these ones that rotate, they are going after your existing database. So it's not really about new leads. It's really about re-engaging your existing database. So they do rank a little bit differently, but you'll see the engagement here in a minute. And Chase also runs a lot of ads that are just traffic, like ads or like ads designed to get people back to his Agent Fire website, for an example, just to drive the traffic back. And so I'll show you kind of like the overall performance of these and how effective they are. Yeah, but the ads, these ones that do collect the leads again, even though they're existing leads from your database, they do also rank. So you can at least see which one is best.
Hey, so real quick, Tristan, to answer your question, my seller bundle specifically that I have has the 6 questions to ask. I have the 12 mistakes to avoid when selling your home, the benefits of scaling down, which kind of goes along with the downsizing ad as a guide. I have a generic what's your home worth ad that percolates in there periodically. And then I have one for secrets to sell your home fast. That's the seller bundle that I've chosen.
Do you have one, or have you tried this, where it has your face and your mustache yet?
I'm gonna
That would get everybody, buddy, just so you know.
If I can get Justin Benson's hair with this mustache and Barry Jenkins' glasses, it would be like a perfect freaking avatar.
I'm with you on the hair thing. I need to. All right. Okay. Yeah. No, great question, Tristan. And actually, one of our clients, Lori Allen, she got really excited because after she had launched these remarketing bundles, she picked up a $2 million listing in just 2 weeks after turning them on. And the seller literally said to her, "Lori, I see your content everywhere." Okay, so let's actually I can jump into Chase's ads here right now. So let me hop over. So what I'm inside of StreetText, and I wanted to show you something here kind of neat right out of the gate. So the first thing I want to point out here is that when you see this active bundle, these are all remarketing ads that Chase is running, and you can only see a snapshot here, but I guarantee his mustache is in there. Let me see if I can scroll down. Oh yeah, it's just that one with the video. The rest of them are actually, so here's a property listing that Chase has, which we'll talk more about in a minute. He actually remarkets his properties, which is super smart, and make sure that his sellers see that. And then we've got, actually, here's an example, 3 things to check before you buy your home, which is a great example of one of the ads that I was just showing you as well. This one's also in an active bundle. So because these are inactive bundles, every single day that I come to this remarketing tab, these ads are changing. They're never the same. And again, I'll let Chase go more into this when we can go into the ad bundles themselves to kind of show you how that's separated. But what I wanted to point out here really quick is that he has these ads at typically pretty small budgets, $3 a day, $2 a day, like pretty small, like overall to what people think they need to spend on Facebook and Instagram. But when I go through this, like as of July so far, he's had 19,000 people that he's reached within his database. And depending if he's extending a little bit with some custom audience or everybody that's hitting his Agent Fire website, he typically runs that as well. If I go back to say, let's go back to June, he had 40,000 people that reached and over 1,200 people had clicked through, which is huge. And again, remember his website does a fantastic job of re-engaging and offering a ton of value and getting people to opt in. So all of this is driving his entire audience back to, his core funnel, right? So whether they're just clicking on a StreetText ad and there's no lead capture at all, it's just driving that traffic back. Now it's using his Agent Fire website to convert that. And there's some great tools in there. If I go back to, let's take a look here at May. May was even higher. We had over 1,500 clicks and 50,000 people were reached. So the remarketing is an insanely powerful way of making sure that if you've got a big database and as it's growing and you've got this data coming in and you've found your hidden seller leads, but you also have a lot of other leads, make sure that you have remarketing turned on and leveraging in the right way to get the most out of your ad spend as well. So with that, Chase, let's jump in and work on some strategies that you use when you're engaging these leads.
Yeah, so thanks for sharing all my stuff. Hey, you got to be everywhere all the time, right? And I know the last one I did with you guys was all about the content side, and this is more about the what to do with the leads once you have them, right? So, I mean, the nice thing is I've dove headfirst into this side of it rather than the spending a fortune on trying to beat Zillow at their own game and invest thousands in SEO. I'm just driving traffic over and over and over. And when they get to my site, as you can see with the link that Nelson shared, it looks great, right? You have the appeal and the appeal that you are as good as you think you are. Clients can see that too. But and this, they redesigned this for me last year. It looks freaking phenomenal. But more specifically, what now? So we have the buyer ads that run super low cost per lead. And that's the one thing that Steve didn't talk about was the 3-ad split strategy. And that's a different topic. Of course, we have time, we can get into it, but that really drives the cost per lead down on the buyer leads. But now with lead reveal, you then can grab the information for a lot of them. Obviously, it's going to be, it pulls from the email address or phone number, but you're going to grab all the data around them and it pushes right into Follow Boss. So I have custom fields and tags so I can sort and filter for, hey, these are the buyer leads that came in last month. Here are the buyer leads that own a house. Give me a subset of those people. And now I might have 17 of the 130 that I generated or whatever the math might be. But what do we do with that information? So this might sound rudimentary to some, but I think a lot of us gloss over it because we get, analysis paralysis with data, and now we have all this stuff to do, and now what do we do with it? So, I mean, the very beginning of it, if they have a home address and they're a homeowner, add them to your seller bundle. We just talked about that with Steve, but I've got basically a generic bundle. So you can see here, yeah, there you go. So the address bundles, just so you guys know what I'm running, the address bundles, these top 4, 3 of them are turned on. Those are remarketing campaigns for every listing that we have. There's 2 ads in each bundle. One is a photo ad, one is a video ad. The video ad is just a Canva animation. The one right here, the second one, with the red banner in the middle of it, that's the video. It's a square video. The photo slides in, things slide up. It's a 5-second Canva thing. But we know that Facebook is going to put photo ads in front of the people that engage with photos, and they put video ads in front of those that engage with videos. So I'm covering both bases there. That's the marketing side for the properties. If you go further down, so the new content bundle, that is, if you watched the last webinar that I did a month and a half or so ago with Nelson and Tristan, go watch it if you didn't. All of the videos that I'm doing for our content plan get added to this bundle. In this bundle, I have everyone seeing it, all stages, all types, all audiences. I don't want any filtering. I want everyone to see them. The next 2, I got a buyer bundle and a seller bundle. And
I'm just want to comment on that too, Chase. Just I'll say, like, when you look at a bundle, what you'll see here is all these different ads. But what I should point out really quick is that this one's running right now, and it's $3 a day. And then this is a bad example actually because
it's got a glitch on it. Yeah, but it's not running twice. I know that.
Yeah, it's not running twice. But what's going to happen? Actually, I'll go to this one as an example. This one's running right now, and then in 14 hours, this one will turn off automatically, and this one will turn on. And so it's rotating it for you. So you don't have to do any of that. You can add as many as you want. So Chase might have like 6 or 7 or 10 or 15 ads, but he's in one bundle, but he's only ever showing 1 ad per day or week or month, depending on what he's got set up.
And by the way, if you ever see me talk on a webinar or speak or whatever, you'll know that my strategy with tech, real estate tech in general, from a high level, is how does it benefit me? And how does it benefit the client? How can I share what I'm spending money on with the client to add value, stand out, differentiate? So I tell the clients this. I show them the bundle and say, look, Mr. Seller, the best commercials on TV are Becoming Your Parents, the Progressive, right? Becoming Your Parents, the Baker Mayfield, the Flow commercials. If you watch a football game, you're going to see during each different commercial break, Mr. Seller, you see the first one is the Becoming Your Parents. The second commercial break is still Progressive, but it's going to be the Baker Mayfield. And the third one is going to be, it's the same ad for the same product, but it alleviates what's called ad fatigue. If you show them the same ad over and over and over and over and over and over and over again, you lose them, right? So the bundle strategically rotates what they're seeing. Your branding is on there, obviously, but it rotates what they're seeing so it looks fresh and new. That's the concept around that, Mr. Seller, and that's why we invest in tools like this to further market your property. Do you understand how that could be of value to you? Great, sign here, right? But we leverage it. We tell the clients about this stuff in terms they understand. But again, real quick, buyer funnel, seller funnel. So when we have a seller home address from a buyer lead, I'm going to change their tag from buyer to buyer and seller, and now they're going to get both of those bundles, right? We know that a lot of times sellers don't get off the fence until they get excited about something to buy, right? So a lot of sellers start out as buyers first. So we have to market them that way too. So that's the first thing I thought of. It's the easiest thing to do, right? The second thing is if you have any sort of home value alert tool. I'm a big proponent of Real Scout. There's Fellow, there's Ylopo, there's a whole bunch of them out there. But when, and Real Scout automates this for me. So if a home address hits follow-up boss, Real Scout sends them a home bio alert the next day, automatically. I don't do anything to do it, right? You can do this manually if you don't have the budget to add more tools, et cetera, et cetera. Send them a CMA, right? Email it to them. How about you mail it to them? How about you spend 78 or whatever, 75 cents it is, and mail them a CMA with a handwritten, intro letter, right? All these things to get in front of them as the trusted expert that they should call when the time is right. If you're aggressive, and this is a little too aggressive for me per se, but if you have the home address, go knock on the door, right? Go say hi, introduce yourself to them. If they're close, if they're half an hour away, maybe not, but provide value. Hand deliver a CMA. Hey, Hey, Nelson. Now, I was trying to give you a buzz last week, et cetera, et cetera. I was in the neighborhood and just wanted to bring over some market information that would be helpful to you as you're researching your next move. Not sure what your plans are looking like, but just want to make sure you have all the relevant information to make your most informed decision, right? Aggressive, but it works, right?
But I guess the key there, what you're saying is now you're only hyper focusing. If you've got a whole bunch of leads, you're not door knocking them all. You're just door knocking the ones that live in the home, are the homeowner.
Yep. And yeah, if you want to take, what if you have 17 addresses now and you don't have the time to go knock 17 doors across 8 different neighborhoods, spend 10 minutes and research who's been in the home the longest, who's an empty nester, and go pick the 6, right? And go hit those ones a little bit harder. But dress the part, look the part, smile, and say hi, right? FaceTime is the whole end game of all this stuff, is to get either through the threshold, obviously, or build a relationship. And it's hard to do that over the phone. We know that. That's why tools like BombBomb and Loom are so popular, because people like to see and talk to people with their, we're humans, right? We want face-to-face time. If you have a mailing list, add them to it, right? If you send out a monthly newsletter or a magazine, maybe you're using what's the company that does the magazines, the Reminder Media. If you do something like that and you have the budget for it, add them to that magazine. Maybe you do it forever. Maybe you add them to your mailing list for 3 to 6 months and then audit to see if they've ever done anything and they never responded. Maybe you take them back off to save your budget, right? But more touch points on the seller side, now that you have their address, then work on that. StreetText puts all this information into the follow boss custom fields. They tag them with an enriched tag so you know that they got information added. But in the custom fields now, you have city, state, beds, baths, average price range high, price range low. You can build email templates that pull in that data. Even if you don't have a tool that automates the valuation, you at least grab the first one and make an email, right? Hey, first name, since you bought your home at blank date for blank price, I wanted to share a quick update that your home has recently changed its value and now is worth approximately blank, right? How does this change your real estate plans for 2025? And you hit send. And send that as a batch. So send it once to 100 people, but more touch points, right? And then you can take the data from that. If they open it, if they click on something, outreach a little stronger, right? But I tease you guys with a super old school tactic, and it's not going to be a shocker to anybody, but mail them a handwritten note. I have a folder right here with note cards, 4.5 by 5.5 note cards, okay? The one thing I can guarantee you with 100% certainty, if the address is correct and you hand address their name, they're going to open the note. Full stop, right? 100%. We all talk about open rates and, oh, my email got a 40% open rate. Great. Maybe, right? And that's supposed to be good, right? 40% is like through the roof good. Handwritten note, 100% of the time. And maybe they look at it, read it, throw it away. Great. But guess what? They opened it, read it, and realized, oh God, Nelson sent me a handwritten note. Geez. Then send him another one in a month. And don't overthink the message. You can use ChatGPT if you need to. Hey, Nelson, I've been trying to get a hold of you about your real estate plan for 2025. I'd love to connect soon. Give me a call when you can. Like the message doesn't matter. It's you're taking the effort to put something in their mailbox. You're spending 75 cents or whatever a stamp costs now, right? It's the cost of doing business. But that will outperform any of the things I just mentioned to you, because they will open it and they will read it. Maybe they'll save it, right? But those are just a few of the strategies that we thought of. The other thing, forget outreaching to the lead itself. So we're in Follow Boss. I think a lot of folks on this call are probably in Follow Boss. Other tools may have similar features. I don't know, but it's pretty easy to prospect. When you're at a listing presentation, I can bring a list in from Follow Boss. Hey, Mr. Seller, here are my leads in my database looking at my website for a house like yours in the last 6 months. That's very easy to do, right? Tag for the city, price range, date of last activity, right? But it's a little bit difficult to prospect for your own sellers if you have a buyer, right? So now that we have the custom fields built, and the custom fields that we built with Steve were beds, baths, square footage, city, right? And that might be it. Bed, bath, square footage, and city. Now, forget behavioral activity. I can go in and say, hey, I've got a buyer looking in Anaheim for a 3-2 under $1 million. It's got to be 1,200 square feet. So now I can go through all of my enriched leads through this lead reveal platform and create a list for Anaheim address with 3+ bedrooms, 2+ bathrooms, over 1,200 square feet. Give me that list, right? Now it might be 7 people or super small, and that's fine. But now I can hit those sellers from I have a buyer standpoint, and you're truthful because you have, I have buyer letters, I go up and down on them. If you actually have one, name, address, phone number, buyer broker, they're active and they're qualified, that's a lot more relevant to a seller than, hey, Mr. Seller, we have buyers and please call me because we have buyers to look in your neighborhood. Hey, Tristan. Hey, man, it's Chase with the Whitney team. We've been looking for a while. I know your home's you might not be looking to move. I've got a buyer. It's Susie and Steve Johnson, whatever it is. They're really looking to get into the sand tract of Buena Park. And again, you might not be looking to move. I just want to give you a call. I promised them that I would do some outreach. Have you given any thought to making a move? Do you know any of your neighbors you're just taking the data that you have and going one step further with it, that a lot of your competitors, and by that I mean most, all, aren't going to do this stuff, right? And one more thing too that I totally glossed over, among the handwritten notes, and you can email this too. We talked about email versus mail. Market reports, right? I've got, Agent Fire. Let me share my screen real fast. I'll give you 2 quickies. Okay, I'm looking at this screen. Can you guys see this? Okay, if you don't know anything about Agent Fire, which hopefully you do, they've got these gorgeous area guides and full market reports for any city you want. City, zip code, they can do subdivision. We don't have enough of them in my market to go that deep. But if I get a homeowner, right, from a buyer lead, why don't I just send them an email with the most up-to-date Cypress market report, right? It's gorgeous, right? It gives them information that they might not be able to get readily available and shows that you're the expert, right? You can do this for any city you want. It takes 10 seconds to create these and they're evergreen forever, right? If you don't have a tool like this, maybe you want to do a print copy of something and you want to mail it to them because you like that strategy, there are a million tools for this. There's InfoSparks, there's a bunch of them. But one you might not know of is the market reports inside RPR. If you go to research and I go to market trends, I can just type in whatever city or zip code and I can print it out. And there's my the graph shouldn't load. There it goes. Now I can come in here and I can mail them a 5-page, very clean, branded looking market trends report with a handwritten note. Maybe it's a letterhead cover. That's something else you can mail them. Hey, Mr. Seller, just want to keep you apprised of the latest in the market. It's now July 17th. Want to get you the information from June, et cetera, et cetera. You're just giving them value, overloading them with value. So when the time, maybe they never respond to you, but when the time comes to make that phone call, the likelihood of them thinking of you because of all the value you gave them and the emails and the handwritten notes and the market report, and you got the magazine in the mail, they're probably going to think, geez, this guy knows what he's doing. And I'm going to interview 3, but I might as well give him a chance. Like those are some of the high level things that I would consider doing with this kind of data.
Quick question for you too, Chase. Jim West was asking, this is just
Hmm.
somewhat unrelated to what you were just saying, but we can tie it back. How do you identify your B leads within your own database?
Yeah, so our SOPs for that is you have to, I mean, you can go off behavior, right? We do that sometimes, but basically they come in as a lead, they stay as a lead until we have a discussion with them. If we can then ascertain either from them directly saying I'm looking to buy by the springtime, or if you just get a feeling for that from your discussion, you change it, right? ABC, and then we have a nurture. A nurture would be what happens if they never respond to anything after a month. They just go into a pond that everyone can call, etc. But they're all time frame stages. Everyone's trained with something similar, ABC, hot, warm, cold, whatever you want to call it. But it's basically either again from what we can ascertain from discussions or behavior. Hey, they mentioned that they're looking to buy next summer, but they looked at 37 houses on Real Scout yesterday and they're logging in every single day. They're behaving like someone a little bit hotter than a seat, right? So we'll change them that way. But that's no rocket science there.
I love how
Awesome.
you brought both together, buddy. I'll tell you, one of the things that we're doing that works really well along those lines is um, I I like you and probably everybody listening in. We were taught that to start with these scripts and dialogues that sound so damn spammy, right? And I always struggled with it. In fact, like as I was reading it, I was like, I can't read this crap, right? And then I'd read it anyway.
Of course.
But it's part of the learning curve. And and I realized through the last few years that we, just like you're saying, we need to meet our clients where they're at. So when we look at what Agent Fire has created with all of these great things to give out, it's meeting them where they need us, right? And one of the things we've layered in, by the way, Nelson and his team are building out our brokerage site right now as we speak. So it looks freaking insanely beautiful, by the way. Amazing. I can't wait to showcase it. But we now have built our own directory and whatever you want to call it, Chase, you can call it the Whitney directory, right?
Okay.
So this is what the conversation sounds like, and now we're getting referrals because we're 2 years in. I'm going to call you, Stephen. You're either, check this out, you're either my past client, Sphere, that owns a home, or my farm area, right? It works in all three because we've tested it. It works amazing in your community. So, Stephen, it could be a simple text because we know most people don't even respond to my calls. 90% will text me back. It's a text that says, Hey, Stephen, it's Tristan. I hope you're doing well. Listen, we built out this directory of home service providers. We're expanding on it. Have you used anyone recently that has done amazing for you? Like a plumber or an electrician? That's what I put. Simple. And then you typically go, no, haven't, or yes, I just used a, and then if it's either or, here's what happens. If it's yes, I say, great, let me call you really quick. Boom. Steven, who was it? Oh, it's an electrician. His name's Larry. He did amazing. Awesome. Do you mind if I call him to see if I can add him to our directory? I just need to vet him and then I need one more review from him to add him because it's a free directory. You'll get it after too. And Steven, you're like, yeah, awesome. Yeah, here it is. Larry, it's Tristan. Then I go through that. He gives me one person. I call his person. It's Joanne. Hey, Joanne, it's Tristan. Listen, you don't know me, but Larry said he put in a power wall for you for Tesla and you did amazing. I'm just adding him to this directory. Did he do a great job? Right? So yeah, he did a great, awesome. Listen, when I'm done, Joanne, I'll send you this amazing directory for us locally. You can get that over by email. What's your email? Bump done. Larry, call the electrician back. Hey, Larry, this is a business to business now. Hey, Larry, it's Tristan again. Listen, you're in. Thank you so much. You'll probably get some referrals. We get your your position, man. We probably get like one or two a week requesting it. So do me a favor, as it starts going great for you, just don't forget about me because we're both businesses. Then I go back to you, Stephen, past clients, Sphere, Farm, whatever. I don't ask you for business. I say, hey, thanks. We're adding Larry. He's awesome. I'm going to send you over this directory for you. Email's okay. I'll probably send it over to you, Chase, the whole handwritten thing. I'll probably mail it to you too, so you can have it posted on your fridge. We're going to update this every 6 months to a year. So, Steven, I'll probably hit you up again. And that's how we've been getting referrals the last 2 years. It is insane.
Love it.
I mean, there's so many things you can do with that strategy too. Obviously, it's genius for the face-to-face adding to your database. Heck, you could even run an ad on that,
Dude, I've been thinking about
right?
it.
You know, like
I was like,
get my
do that.
yeah, yeah.
Haven't even thought.
I'm always in the ad space in my brain, but
Listen, Steven, think about it for me, okay?
okay.
Well, you
Out.
could also do a remarketing bundle for people that are only in your past client farm and sphere as a branding play too. If you didn't want to go cold lead side of it, remarket to them, right? And they know you, like, you, trust you already, right?
Yes.
I bet you a ton of people would like that guide.
All right, Steven, it's in your court now, okay? Chase and I are waiting already.
Hey, but no, I'll tell you what. No, Tristan's right though. We do a ton of farming. That's a core of our business. And no, the amount of calls we get. Need a plumber. Need a roofer. Do you have someone that can do this? Do you have someone that can do vinyl siding? Do you have someone that can wash my windows? It's all the time. And I'm sure most people on this call probably have a handful in their phone. Oh, no problem, Tristan. I'll get you. You know, roofer's name is Frank. I'll give you his information. No problem. But structure that and systemize it into a takeaway or a lead magnet or whatever you want to call it, right? It's your own personal Angie, if you want to call it that. And if people know you, like you, trust you, they're going to know, like, and trust your referrals, right? And that just creates more and more value.
That's it. That's
Yeah, that's
it.
great. We could probably do a whole webinar just on that.
Yep.
But yeah, I think overall, so I loved this webinar for so many reasons. First of all, we're talking about just, I think if I can just give a few kind of top level key takeaways for me. One is meta ads are definitely back. There's huge opportunity there, especially with remarketing audiences. Right now, reengaging your database is all the rage. If you look at a lot of the companies that are springing up, so there's like Rooster, there's Real Scout. I mean, these are companies that are like entirely predicated on just like trying to help find all the hidden opportunities in your database. What is it, like 1 out of every 10 people in your database is, or sorry, people sell buy or sell like once every 10 years roughly, and so there's just like I don't want to say infinite, but that would be a lie. But I mean, there's just like an incredible amount of untapped opportunity in your database. And so I think, like half your strategy, especially if you have like a database with any reasonable number of people, it should just be like, how do I continue to get more and more, rather than like going after new marketing and new advertising, is it's just like, how do I find opportunities within my existing database? I think also just the looking at buyer leads, which we know are way cheaper than seller leads. And then using something like StreetText's lead enrichment data to actually find out which of these buyer leads are sellers, you can actually get a lot of seller leads for like a fraction of the cost of what you would actually pay to run a seller lead ad. Which I think is absolutely fantastic. Chase talked a lot about handwritten notes. I want to just mention too, and Chase, this is probably something I don't want. I know you've already got like 50 things in your tech stack, but there are a bunch of services, and there's a bunch of really cool new AI ones now where you can essentially, like, it could scan your writing, and then like the first versions of these services were, I don't want to say generic, but like the A. So if you wrote like the A, or like every letter would look exactly the same. Now they've got like, they're using AI so that it actually looks slightly different, so it's more representative of what like actual handwriting would look like, if that makes sense. So if you guys are looking to do handwritten notes at scale, you could just Google, what did I just Google? I mean, there's like a bunch of them that just popped up, handwritten.
There's like yellow pad letters or something like that. They're coming. Again,
I see.
It's
Yeah.
all a time versus money play, right?
Yep.
Because the robo handwriters are very expensive. You just block an hour once a week or whatever. Let me give you a pro tip too that I have not done myself, but this came from my manager at my office here, that it's a hack, but it's freaking awesome. So you get these printed, right? Go to Gotprint or Staples or whatever. He writes with a specific pen. It's the Pilot G2. Okay. He leaves a blank where the name goes, right? Starts on the second line, and handwrites the note, right? The one I gave you earlier was simple. Nelson, comma, so blank. Been trying to reach you regarding your home, regarding your real estate plans for 2025 and beyond. Love to connect, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. Talk soon. Write that once, take it to Staples. They can photocopy that onto these cards, right? And then all you have to do is handwrite, hey, Nelson, comma, with the Pilot G2, indiscernible, completely indiscernible. So then you have, versus blank cards, you have a stack of them pre-printed with everything but the client's name on it. Save you a ton of time. And that's, what is it, 12 cents a side? So it's 12 cents a card to print them versus maybe $4 for the robot. Just a thought. It works. It's his whole recruiting play, and he said so. It's pretty phenomenal, actually.
Yeah, I love like personalization at scale, I would say, and especially with the world that we're kind of emerging into. I think that's one of the big takeaways from this webinar, and certainly from like pretty much every like webinar info session that I've attended over the last couple of months, is just more and more like how do you stand out in a more and more crowded market where there's just more and more noise. Like all of you guys are real estate agents. I would bet if I asked Tristan or Steven, like how many emails do you get a day from people asking to buy your company, or it's just like there's like this whole like spam ecosystem now that's sort of emerged. I get like 50 emails a day literally from companies that want to provide funding, companies that want to buy my company, even like office cleaning services. Like, so if you could find ways to reach people where you're actually providing value, the remarketing stuff is so great as well too, because that's just, and you saw the budgets that Chase is, he's literally running, $2, $3. I mean, and that's like, we used to always say for the price of a cup of coffee, but now I think, fucking latte at Starbucks is like $17. So like for literally like 5% of the cost of a cup of coffee, you can like just be constantly in front of your entire database. That's like pretty unheard of. So anyway, yeah, I think we can kind of wrap things up here.
Well, and I think to Nelson's point is we all know that leads in general, online especially, they're in 8 different agents' databases, right? I mean, you're not the only one that has their information, clearly. So for all the things I gave you earlier, take it to the next level or whatever. I mean, what can you do as an agent, as a salesperson that you are, to stand out amongst the crowd? We also the stats say, 80% don't make the first phone call and 90% don't make the second phone call. That's phone stuff. What can you do in general to stand out amongst a very, very crowded market that makes you exclusive to them, right? I think we all know the pitches that we all have for how we make your house stand out amongst a crowd. Take those strategies and apply it to yourself as the service or the product, right? And just overload them with value. Overload them with value. So again, when that time comes, and I've taught my team too, forget the lead itself. If you create enough trust with them from the value you've given them, they may never buy or sell ever, right? You're going to carry me out of this house. Great. Who do you know that doesn't want to be carried out, right? Who do you know that needs to downsize, right? If you've built enough rapport, that lead that never is going to buy or sell becomes your best referral partner. So you have to, again, provide resources and tools that most of your competition is not, and keep it up. Become the name that they associate with when it comes time to talk about buying, selling, investing, exchanging, upgrading, remodeling. All that stuff can be you, right? The more business you give your contract, the more business they give to you. Like Tristan said earlier with the vendor directory. So it's all a big circle, but it works.
Yeah, for anyone who follows trends or understands where things are going, it's all about establishing authority and expertise. There's a great article I read the other day about the death of the charismatic salesman and how people just don't care. It used to be about developing rapport, stuff like that. Now it's just like they want, if you're speaking to a salesperson, you essentially want to be speaking with someone who is clearly an authority that's going to be able to just guide you in your purchasing decision. And so authority and expertise and finding ways to demonstrate that online, on your social, in every conversation and interaction is like absolutely critical as we move forward. And any sort of marketing effort should be a major component of that. Is like clearly establishing you or your team as the undisputed authority expert within the specific area that you're targeting. So, yeah, I guess
I'll give you one more. Well, we're going to go to a second. One more. This is a plug for Agent Fire too. Their Content Magic suite that creates custom blog articles based on a basic prompt at the beginning for any topic you want. We do them once a week for our marketing efforts. Print that out and mail it to them, right? Print out the article that you just published last week about buying. Like we just did one on Monday. The ultimate guide to buying and selling at the same time. It's all about contingent purchases and that kind of thing. Email it to this lead that came in, right? If they're a buyer lead that owns a house, what are the odds they're going to probably be a contingent buyer, right? Hey, Tristan, thanks for reaching out last week about yada, yada, yada. Hey, we just published an article last week or recently about this exact strategy. I want to make sure you have the information that might be easy for you to understand, right? Print it out with a QR code, print it out with the call to action or whatever, or email it to them. But that's just information from you, and you're just overloading them again. One more thing that is already in the Agent Fire suite that that we leverage like you wouldn't believe.
Yeah, I'll just say quickly too, if you guys are, we're going to be doing a webinar talking about, we're going to be focusing exclusively on just AI and how it's changing the entire, how it's changing everything. I know there's been a bunch of people talking about this stuff, but I think we'll go into a level of detail that has rarely been seen before with lots of real live examples, which is also something I'm a big fan of. And so, yeah, if you guys are, have interest in Agent Fire, our entire, everything we're working towards is helping agents and teams to really stand out in credit markets, have access to like high quality information and resources that they can like within a couple of seconds. We're actually working on a really cool app where you'll be able to access all of the resources within your websites, all the blog posts, all the guides, everything. And within a couple of clicks, you can, if you're, texting someone, if you're sending an email, just grab links to things, those automated market reports that Chase shared earlier. If you want to, you're with someone, you want to just be able to share it within a couple of seconds, versus like going to your website and finding that page and copying it from the URL. Anyway, we got really, really cool stuff. I'll share more of the stuff in a future webinar, but I'll just say, if you're interested in a website that helps you stand out and achieve all these things, just check out agentfire.com, and there's book a demo links everywhere. There's also a get started button, which you can click and you can actually go and build the exact package and see exactly what our pricing is, what the different add-ons are. And so, yeah, please check that out. And then for anyone interested in StreetText, Stephen, how can they get more information?
Yeah, thanks, Austin. So just, if you want, you could scan this QR code or you could head to our website. We actually have a really cool tool that will use AI to help build some ads for you, even in your trial, and give you some creative insights as well. And you can also see how that Ad Agency Daily AI Insights tool works. You can check that out. Obviously we include remarketing. You can't do the remarketing in the trial, but you can still try out StreetText. The only thing you have to spend is your Facebook ad budget, but we don't charge you anything. We don't even take a credit card. So you can try out StreetText for 7 days. And of course, our tool does the rotating the ads like Chase was showing, auto-enrich those leads if you sign up on our scale plan. And then we do have some really cool stuff coming to our texting plan that actually Chase has been beta testing as well. So we got some neat stuff coming out on that front. So yeah, scan that QR code if you want to start a trial with us and try that out, or head over to streettext.com.
Cool. Yeah, thank you guys. Tristan, you want to say goodbye? Or you're pretty good at that.
Dude, I'm happy with everybody. I love Chase, and I love Steven, and you guys all know that I love Agent Fire. So I'm just happy to be here.
Well, thanks,
man. Yeah, thank you guys. Appreciate it. I hope you guys
thanks.
enjoyed. We'll send the replay out in the next day or two.
Thanks, guys.
Excellent. Awesome.
Cool.
See you guys.
See you.